Welcome back to Coast View. I hope you're having a great Friday as we barrel again toward another weekend. It's hard to get your head around that we are coming up on July. I mean, it literally feels like the year just started. And I guess, the swirl of the pandemic and all the issues that we're dealing with, inflation and the war in Ukraine and politics and blah, blah, blah. Man, I guess that all those things swirling together have a way of speeding life up. I don't like it myself. I wish it would slow down a little bit so we could smell the roses a bit more. But we are where we are, and here we are on Coast View trying to put as good a voice to it as we possibly can. And this show is not political. It's mostly all about sort of talking about what's great about this wonderful community. One of the things I enjoy about the show is the opportunity to look at what's happening in each of the cities of coastal Mississippi. I don't care which one it is. We spend some time talking about each one of them, and there's something cool going on in every single one of them. And the one where I was raised and has a really important contribution to make to coastal Mississippi, because as you come down 49 and hit Highway 90, and the blue economy and the port and what's happening with downtown and the aquarium, man, there's a lot going on in the city of Gulfport. That's why I enjoy visiting my friend Jase Payne, who's the communications and marketing manager for the city of Gulfport. Without any further ado, good morning, my friend Jase. How you doing?
Good morning, Ricky. Thank you all for having us. We got a jam-packed weekend ahead of us.
I know you do. Hey, by the way, how's your dad doing? How's your family doing? What's the latest in your family world?
Oh, they're doing good. Everybody's doing good. They've got 3 grandkids that are out for, I guess, 4 weeks now with the Gulfport School District, or 5 weeks, but they're doing great. Everybody's just trying to not be outside right now as we've been hit with the humidity. So
yeah, no doubt, it's so hot. Hot. Yeah, you describe my world with 4 grandkids, and I can't get enough. Yeah. I'm their pawpaw, and we're buddies. We love to spend time together. Look, the city of Gulfport continues to come up in just about every conversation I had. I had a terrific conversation last week with Stuart Speed, who is the principal in developing the new mixed use, I would say development, really, because it's going to be significant at the corner of Highway 90 and 49. It's amazing. And of course, Roy Anderson and Andacor is going to be building it. The Gulf Coast Restoration Fund is contributing significantly to help the numbers work on it. But it's a transformative project, isn't it, Jase?
Absolutely. I mean, you think of something that can really just drive home that west side of downtown Gulfport and the need for apartments and talent downtown with the blue economy, more retail options, just more development. And it is something that's been needed, and we're looking forward to it. We've been in meetings ourselves on it here recently with Stuart and the crew, and so how exciting! How exciting is that to get that money from the legislator to really kind of bring it home and show that partnership. Not only from the development standpoint, but the state as well as local traction. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, what I've said on the show many times is that in this particular case, you've got Stuart and Rick Carter and Roy Anderson sort of working together. We're fortunate that we have people in this community with the resources to invest in something like this, which is, by the time it's all said and done, we're talking about a project that could be over $50 million. This is no small feat. But we don't have enough of those kind of local people. In the case of Stuart, he's from Jackson, but his father, Leland Speed, was deeply involved in coastal Mississippi after Hurricane Katrina. But we should do everything in our power to help move, that local money along. These local investors that are betting the ranch to build stuff. In the case of mixed use, I just think it fits so perfectly with the new economy, as you and I have talked about before. The opportunity to start to attract people here. A lot of people are coming to coastal Mississippi, most affordable beach community in America. But he couldn't talk about it specifically yet. But he said that he's in great conversation. Stuart Speed said this with a really cool restaurant that's going to be part of the conversation. Talked about the rooftop bar, the parking garage that's going to be incredibly needed once this all is said and done. But it's an exciting development, and it's going to help sort of drive home the point that people want to live, work, and play in a similar area. And there are many other projects like this that are happening all along the coast of Mississippi, but none of them this big. So this is a substantial investment. Yeah,
and we hope and expect that investment and that development is going to bring along even more. Especially right across. Right down the street, you got the Gulf and Ship Island building, which if you haven't been in recently, since they redid it for Gulf Blue, it's incredible. And then, we've got some lots down the street, some vacant lots that have been there since Katrina, obviously, that I really hope and forecast that there will be investments there soon, and then bringing more life to some of the buildings that we may have for sale in downtown Gulfport. So all this, coinciding, of course, with the aquarium, the tram bridge, all that construction's underway. Please pardon our progress on that. If you're coming down Highway 90 during lunch or after 5 and have that one-lane traffic for a little bit. But a lot of exciting things happening downtown, and also, Cowan. Cowan is blowing up. So, Woody's opening up. We got Chillville, that new development right across from Cap Mal's, and then, of course, Stacy and Captain Al's have great developments coming online as well. So that district right there is going to be exciting too.
Yeah, my niece Rachel Harper just married into the family that owns Woody's. Terrific family, I might add, just terrific family. Mm-hmm. And they have a great growth strategy that they're working on, and they're doing really well. But you know what? It's we're fortunate that in the midst of the economic situation, I've talked about it many times, and with inflationary pressures and all of that, that we still see incredible opportunities for coastal Mississippi. And I think, look, we're going to have our serious challenges during this moment as well, but 6 months, a year from now, 2 or 3 years from now, we're going to look back on this and say, like we did after the pandemic and tourism, we're going to say once again that we did better than most, if not did better than all others, in terms of how we took advantage of this moment and continue to strategically focus on how to position Mississippi to be successful in the future. It's, again, tough times, but exciting times sort of simultaneously, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's funny. Yesterday I was meeting with one of the franchise owners of Crumble Cookie. And they have their store in the Crossroads area on the Anchor Plaza side, and then they just opened their location in D'Iberville. Well, he's from Utah and moved down here to start that franchise, and they quickly expanded to D'Iberville. Both locations are doing great. And so we just started to get, of course, talking, and I wanted to ask him, how have you liked coastal Mississippi since you've been here, and what's your thoughts on it? Love it. They thought they would be here for 2 years, get the franchise going, and they're planning on being here for as long as one can imagine. Want to look at investing in the area, and so the mayor talks about this all the time, as do you and other people. If we get people here and they see the coast, they see our people, they see our opportunities, as well as just the hospitality. They love it, they want to stay, and they want to invest, and so getting that word out and continuing that's so important.
Hey, one of the reasons why I've spent so much time focusing on the military community is obviously, number one, the contributions that they're making, not just to coastal Mississippi, but literally the world. It's unbelievable what people who come through Keesler and CB Base and other military entities along coastal Mississippi, what they do to contribute toward humanitarian and military efforts around the world. It's really incredible. But what the people there, they go all over the world, Jase, and so many of them, even if they get transferred away from here, they come back here to retire. And if they're here, they oftentimes will stay here. And they're literally, they've had choices. They could go to Hawaii or, you name it, but they choose coastal Mississippi. That's awesome. And my son, who you've heard me talk about this before, he's a real estate lawyer. And then in my conversation with Jake Carter and Christina Carter Burks in the last few days, the amount of cash money coming into the real estate community in coastal Mississippi from all over the country is very significant. Yes. And that's because people are moving away from areas that are high price, and they're starting to buy into this notion of us being the most affordable beach community in the United States. Again, exciting times, difficult times, but we're going to prove our resiliency when it's all said and done, aren't we?
That's right. We absolutely are. And, that's been a pattern, talking about out-of-state people coming in for real estate. That started, honestly, at the beginning of COVID, lockdowns and everything like that. And people seeing, what they could sell their house for in their current market, and then come to coastal Mississippi and purchase a home and live, work and play here. And it's just been incredible, and that's not slowing down. Brandon Elliott has said in many meetings, we don't have enough housing for what, is literally the prospects that we have right now. And it's something that, we're going to be continuing to look at those opportunities as well.
I had a very dynamic conversation with Brandon Elliott, who's making some significant investments in coastal Mississippi and also strategically, literally changing the course of history for his company. And he's also leading a very important effort for the Business Council about attracting people here. It's going to be great to see that come to fruition. When we come back with Jase Payne from the city of Gulfport, we'll talk about some upcoming events. We'll see you after this. Welcome back to Coast View. It doesn't surprise you to learn, and it won't surprise you to learn. I love doing this show. Listen, I retired now, I don't know, a few years ago. I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was making a difference. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. I literally enjoy doing this show because it's the one venue. I didn't realize how much I had learned over years of being a publisher and being involved in the community as a volunteer. And, the accumulation of these conversations really matter. And I hope that what you're getting from these conversations is a realization of what it takes to build a great community. It takes a lot of passionate people, and it's fun to have that conversation. I mentioned to Jase Payne, who's the communication marketing manager of the city of Gulfport, during the break, that I thought he did a great job in that conversation that we just had. And I think he's a terrific representative for the city of Gulfport. And I don't care whether it's with Leonard Papania, who's the COO for the city, or whether it was the mayor, or whether it's with entrepreneurs who are betting the ranch in the city. There's a lot of alignment around how to succeed in the city of Gulfport. I hear that, whether I had a great conversation with Mayor Willis and Pascagoula and Kenny Holloway recently, and every time I talked to Fofo, I had the same feeling. I could go on and on about that, but the alignment is terrific, and that's the reason why we're going to be successful going forward. Hey, Jase, you guys have some cool events coming up. Why don't you kind of give us the headlines on those?
Yeah, so tonight in Jones Park, we have Cinema by the Shore, which is a great event. Minimum 500 people each time we have one of these pop-up movie events in Jones Park. And so we've added food trucks this year. We've added, of course, different types of vendors that go around Jones Park and are there for these are volunteers too, Ricky. These aren't people that are getting paid to be out there and do this community outreach. Our special events team and Brittany Dees does a fantastic job of getting these people together and people that want to be involved. And so we always have a great time at Cinema by the Shore. That movie is Incredibles 2, and that'll start at dusk tonight. And then moving into tomorrow, we have Ugly Tie Fest, which is brought to you by SuperTalk in the city of Gulfport and Island View. So we appreciate SuperTalk very much. Y'all are an outstanding partner. And we also have Juneteenth festivities that'll be rounding out this weekend at the Isaiah Fredericks Community Center. So just something for the family all across the board this weekend here in Gulfport.
And it's going to be, I guess, we're kind of in this dome of high pressure, but it looks like the chance of rain starts to inch up about Saturday. Yeah. And then maybe into Sunday. Hopefully there are no big challenges as it relates to that. But, you guys roll. You know what it's all about to kind of deal with inclement situations, don't you?
Yes, we do. We do. And, sometimes the rain, people don't mind cooling off a little bit, but then also it could be a double-edged sword and then makes it a little bit more, humid and steamy. But no, at Ugly Tie Fest, we have we're going to have chairs and tables set up underneath the oak tree. We've moved the stage to be by the old depot, and so we're going to have shaded areas. Memorial Hospital is going to have a hydration tent out there. Of course, if you need a break, you can go to one of our fabulous restaurants and Chandelier Brewery. Frequent our local businesses if you need to get out of the sun or get out of the heat for a little bit. So we're always going to have an opportunity to support people and look for people that may need assistance and direct them on where to go. But at the same time, we expect a great day. We do.
I love downtown Gulfport for doing venues like this. I mean, it's kind of, first of all, after Katrina, the largest facade program ever done by a grant program in the history of the United States, where all the downtown facades of the buildings were really cared for so they could bring it back, and the way they connect with each other, it's beautiful. But then when you think about the park there adjacent to Hancock Whitney, and then of course you mentioned the depot and how all that ties together, it's just kind of like the perfect kind of downtown venue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's special to have all of those into one. A lot of people look at downtown Biloxi got a great deal going on. Their Friday night event is fantastic. And then Howard Avenue blowing up. And then, of course, we've got, Government Street in Ocean Springs, and all of our downtowns have their own personality and characteristics. But, downtown Gulfport, we have a huge footprint, and big opportunities to bring in a lot of people, host big events. Speaking of big events coming up later in the year, of course, we got View the Cruise. We kick off Cruising the Coast here. But it really does give you an opportunity to kind of personalize each event and figure out where we need to be, what the logistics of those events need to be. And it has an opportunity that we can really have, a few thousand people in the downtown area, which our businesses love. We love from the city standpoint of having people enjoy our city, and also giving opportunities for locals to come out and enjoy their city and their downtown area.
You said that very well, and that's why I'm so excited about what this mixed-use development is going to do for the city. As the city over all these years, kind of a professional kind of office buildings and whatever, a little bit of living, but not a lot downtown. Mm-hmm. But you've had this huge influx of wonderful restaurants, and of course you mentioned Chandelier Brewery on the other side of the city, downtown area that is, and the chance to start bringing people into there. There's this kind of a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week vibe. The city's set up perfectly for this, and it's going to be exciting to watch this all unfold over the next few years. Jase, we're out of time, but it's been a pleasure to catch up with you, my friend. Again, you're a wonderful spokesman for the city of Gulfport, and I enjoy our friendship, and keep up the good work, my friend.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all more than you know, Ricky. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this has been Jase Payne from the city of Gulfport. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.